Welcome back, guys. So in the last video we saw a basic introduction to CSS. So we covered just the general basics of CSS, and as far as text editor is concerned, we are going to be using Visual Studio Code. So if you don't already have Visual Studio Code installed, you can just go to download it. Just download Visual Studio Code and follow along. So in the last video, I forgot to mention that the only prerequisite for this to be able to follow along with this playlist is that you should have an idea of HTML, which is really not required, but it will be really helpful if you understand HTML, things like tags and the general structure of HTML document. So that being said, to get started, I have made a folder on my desktop called CSS, right? And I'm going to import that folder into my Visual Studio Code. So I just go ahead and click open a folder, and then I select desktop, then I select CSS, and then I open it. So I have my folder here. I'm gonna say yes. Sorry, I'm gonna close this up. I also close this welcome page. So I'm going to inside the CSS folder, I'm going to create two files. One is an HTML file, so I'm going to call it index.html. Remember I mentioned you don't use CSS on its own, so it always goes together with HTML. So I say index.html. I mean, that makes sense because the purpose of CSS is to style web pages, which are pretty much just HTML documents. Okay, so we have our HTML, and then we have styles.css. I mean, generally you can call these files anything you want, but these are pretty much the convention, so we stick to that. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to generate a boilerplate for my HTML. So I'm gonna just click this, just click exclamation mark, and then I'm gonna get this prompt. So I'm going to select the first one, and it's going to give me a bunch of tags. So what just happened here is that I used an extension called Emmet to save myself from a lot of typing. So I just used Emmet to generate a basic HTML document. I mean, this is a complete HTML document in the sense of the structure of an HTML page. So it has the doc type declaration, it has the language attribute inside the HTML tag, and then it has now this is the root element, the HTML element. So this is the element that holds every other element, as you can see. And then we have the head, and then we have the body. So inside the head we have a couple of meta tags, and of course the title. So I'm going to change this title to say CSS, and then the body, inside the body I'm going to just put a paragraph that says hello CSS. So if you're wondering what I did to get this paragraph, I just typed P, and Emmet knows I'm about to get a paragraph. So once I get this code IntelliSense from my Emmet, I just go ahead and click tab, and then it gives me the full tag. Okay, so that's what happened there. Yeah, so we just have a paragraph that says hello CSS, and we're going to run this with another extension called live server. So I'm going to show you how I installed all that extension, but let's just run this. So I'll right click on any empty space on my code editor, and then I'll come down to this option that says open with a live server, and then I click open, and there you go. It opens our web page in a browser and it says hello CSS. Now if you did this and you didn't see open with live server, it simply means you don't have live server installed. So what you can do is you come to extensions, this you know what, let me zoom this a bit. Okay, so this is your extensions, click on it and then you type live server. So this is live server. I have it installed already. If you don't have it installed, you will get this install button right here instead of this gear icon. So you just go ahead and click install and that will install it. The other one is Emmet. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it Emmet Life? Yeah, I think it's this one. So you can just install any of them and check it out. So Emmet is what gives you that code abbreviation, so you don't have to do a lot of typing yourself. Okay, so these are the two basic extensions that I have. So there are a lot of other extensions you can use, but for the purpose of this video and what we are doing here, these are the two that you need. So now we have our HTML document set up. We have also created a file called stars.css. Now so in the next video we're going to start looking at the different ways that we can use our CSS. So I'll see you in the next video.